shoot, I said that you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs live. Fast talker, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much make it a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's the man with King? No response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot, but said that you claim.
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessing, and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. And today we're going to do something a little bit different. I've been instructed to do better, be better, and act better in how we present this stuff to you. So, today's been a hard day, right? We're going to get into this topic. Let's get to this topic real quick. We have stuff to talk about the Xbox handheld. We have stuff to talk about Steam Deck. We have one video game highlight that I really want to bring up because Gamescom is hitting. Well, it's about to start. And, we got a lot of rumors and stuff that we would like to address and get to. All right. And I don't really like to talk about rumors, but we're going to do that. But this one article I just really want to talk about really quickly, and then we can get to this stuff and we can really put a cap on it because it's been like beat to death. So let's get to this article. Why is Valve letting 23,000 people play its secret game Deadlock with no NDA? There was a video game journalist dust up yesterday when The Verge reported a lengthy story on the current test for Deadlock, the unannounced in-production 6v6 hero shooter from Valve. When the game asked them nicely not to. This led to a firestorm of anger against The Verge and writers, asking the questions, why would you publish this when they said not to? But stepping back, the real question is, why is Valve letting 23,000 concurrent players into its unannounced, very unfinished shooter with an open invite system, including giving codes straight to journalists, not requiring any NDAs or even asking them to agree to an embargo? Granted, I know that Valve does not release games often at all, but this is either A, an oversight, imagining tens of thousands of players and potentially hundreds of journalists and creators would abide by a simple please don't share prompt, or they knew this would leak and were ready not to care about that happening. Though they did ban The Verge from the test as soon as their story went up. It's beyond common practice for developers to let players play their games early to test them outside of the company. But for normal players, that's almost always covered by a strict NDA. If broken, can result in actual legal consequences. Such NDAs have been issued for Bungie's marathon test recently, for an example. In the journalism industry, companies can request you abide by embargoes, which may or may not legally be binding. But if you start breaking them left and right, you end up on a lot of blacklists and severely limited your reach. In this case, it was a simple check the box about not sharing, one that didn't even have to be clicked on. In a game of tens of thousands of active players that you can even track on Steam charts really does not have the right to demand it remain totally secret with absolutely zero means of enforcing that. You can think of what you want about The Verge or its decision to preview the game, but much of this is on Valve and nothing is very standard NDAs for a super early test like this would have not solved. It is unclear why they did it. Even the most basic steps to secure information about the game, as it has of course leaked across a number of lower profile outlets, creators are ready. It's ultimately on them for choosing to roll these things out. This is a contentious part in our community right now. And I'm conflicted, and we need to have this conversation. Very rarely do I read the whole article to you guys. This thing plagued me for the better part of the day, but we're going to talk about it. All right, so How do I feel as a gaming journalist? No, I did not come up as a gaming journalist in the traditional sense of the word, right? I'm a gaming enthusiast that reports on video games. Now, I've done a lot of interviews. I've done a lot of behind the scenes. We, as Iron Lords podcast, we go to a lot of these events and we sit down with developers to go over what the game is, what it's going to be, from community managers to actual developers to CEOs. You name it, to art directors, to coding engineers. We have talked to everybody. We have run the gamut in doing so. We have made our bones in this gaming community, and we do that with respect and integrity. And with that respect and integrity, you learn that sometimes you don't need to be first to break a piece of news. Now, I'm only going to say this because I know, like, I take this journalism stuff very seriously. Now, I may joke here. I may joke on this channel a lot. I may have fun. I may poke fun at stuff a lot, but it's all in good, lighthearted fun. But one thing I don't play with is because this channel and anything that I do on camera, this isn't really for me. This is really for my children, right? And my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren, for them to get a better insight on their father. Now, I worked a lot during my kids growing up, and I wasn't really there a lot. I was there a lot, but wasn't there a lot. If you understand what I'm saying, all parents understand that aspect of it. You could be there 24 hours a day, but interacting and stuff like that. And I'm learning as I get older, I want them to see different sides of me, because sometimes you're a different person for different people and at different times in their lives. Like my kids growing up, I'm a disciplinarian, I'm an educator, but as they get older, you become an advisor, you become a confidant, you become a friend, you become someone to lean on, and they always look at what you do. And I want them to look at what I do. Now, growing up, I've made my mistakes. I am a human being just like anybody else, and we've all made mistakes, right, in this life. Some that we wish we can go back and change, but those mistakes turned us into exactly who we are. We can only learn from our mistakes and move forward. Now, the important part of integrity, integrity is only useful when you have the option of being immoral, but integrity keeps you in line to being moral. Everybody has different lines in how they're going to do this. I don't ever name people names. I don't ever do that stuff because I don't know how bad of a day somebody is having, and I never want to contribute to somebody's hard day. Life is hard within itself, but I never want to be that person that made your day that much harder. Now, a journalist over at The Verge leaked Valve's game, Deadlock, and talked about it. And they had an NDA, a soft-handed NDA, and asked not to share. And they did so, and they gave out a whole bunch of information on all this other stuff. And they're being dragged in the streets from the gaming communities to people, podcasters, new media like myself. We're called new media, people that didn't traditionally go to school to craft our profession. We kind of learn it on the fly. I'm not here to drag you. I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to tell you that I'm better than you. I'm not here to be your executioner. What I'm here to say is I can give you a for instance. Iron Lords podcast, we get a ton of stuff. Like we get a ton of game information. We get confidential information. A lot of times people hit me in the DM and tell me things. And there's no NDA there. They just say, yo, please just don't let this information get out. And my integrity is worth more than any of those clicks and those views and that stuff to do that. And how my peers look at me means a lot. But what means the most is when my kids hit a stumbling block and they look back and they say, what did a mature daddy do given this circumstance? What would he do? What would his thought process be in tackling this challenging part where for instant gratification, for some notoriety, for clout, what they call it. What did my father do? He stood on business. And it's very easy for me to say after the fact, after seeing somebody else's downfall or pitfall, that I will stand on business. But the only reason why I'm saying it is I stand on business every day. My DMs has information. My conversations with people have information. I see things with information. And I make it very clear. Can I talk about this? Can I do this? Can I do that? And I live off of those principles. I'm not saying that I'm better than the individual that leaked this information or just reported on this information because they didn't feel that the NDA was strong enough and they didn't feel that they had to be beholden to it and they thought they had a loophole around it. You don't have a loophole around integrity. I'm not judging you. I'm not looking down on you. Enough people have beaten the situation. I pray that you do better in the future. I pray that you gain back the friends that you lost in this space. I pray that you get back the access that you did lose. Because at no point in time do I wish anyone to have a bad day. This is a video that is necessary for me to do. And I know it's not going to be popular. And I know the dudes is going to say, hey, King is being a political king. I'm not being a political king. I'm being a father. And I have children. And I want my son, I want my daughters to look over and say, and my sons, but my one son is with me all day now, but all around. I just want them to see somebody that's a stand-up dude that stood on principle and respected others. The same way I want those people to respect me. You can't get respect if you don't give respect. And I don't care if it's a hard NDA, but it said, please don't share. That says a lot. Okay? So I hope you have a better day. All right, this is huge news. All right, Valve is working on bringing Steam operating system to other gaming handhelds. A designer for the Steam operating system confirmed that Valve is working on releasing versions of the software for competing handhelds like the ROG Ally. This is very important. The Steam Deck has been a huge hit among PC gamers and remains the top pick in the category despite some aging hardware. I definitely love my Steam Deck. A big part of the success is due to SteamOS, Valve's custom Linux-based operating system that runs games more efficiently than Windows, even when running window games. So that if you can load up Steam operating system or something with little more power like a ROG Ally, well, you can almost technically see. There will be projects like Halo that take the Steam operating system and let you load it up pretty much anything that can handle Linux. It's sort of a user-run version of the vision Valve originally had for Steam machines almost a decade ago. Low-power PC running Steam operating systems as a sort of PC console hybrid, but it's not a realistic solution for most users. Instead, the official release as a Steam operating straight from Valve tested on retail hardware will be ideal. To be clear, the above image is running on a new ROG Ally X. It's a mock-up. It's not a real photo. That's talking about this photo right here. Fortunately, it looks like Valve is working on that. The Verge spotted a line in the latest release notes of Steam operating system stating that it was adding support for hardware keys in ROG Ally. When asked to clarify, Valve software designer Lawrence Yang confirmed that the company is actively working on bringing official support to Steam operating systems to other devices. We're going to talk about exactly what is necessary for and where I know this is going. All right, so Valve is working on bringing Steam operating systems to other handheld consoles. That is huge. They're talking about the ROG Ally. They're talking about Luigi and Go. I think this more or less aligns with what we've been talking about when it comes to the Xbox handheld. The handheld system that's coming out in 2026. Microsoft is gearing up for stuff that is necessary for this handheld to be a success. They know they have to cross the T's and dot the I's. They know what they need to fix because they see the problems and the deficiencies in these other handhelds. But we were told specifically that Steam would be on that device. It would be a one-stop shop, a handheld that you can play everybody's wares all in one space. Epic Store, Steam's store, Game Pass. It will be a handheld device made by Microsoft. I honestly believe this is the breadcrumbs leading to a larger cache of information that Steam has left for us. Xbox Game Bar's new compact mode makes ROG Ally and Legion Go instantly much better for handheld gaming. The Xbox Game Bar is now much more friendly on smaller PCs like ROG Ally and Legion Go. What you need to know, the Xbox Game Bar is available on Windows 10 and Windows 11 devices. Hitting Windows key plus G opens the Xbox Game Bar overlay, which gives you access to helpful PC running settings such as screen capture recording, screenshotting, Xbox social feeds, and more. Microsoft has made it 1,000 times easier to use the new wave of PC gaming handhelds with a new compact mode version hitting Xbox users on the PC. The new compact mode ditches the mouse-oriented widgets for something more gamepad-friendly and much more better scaling for 7-inch screens like those typically of the Laveo Legion Go and Oxys ROG Ally range. One of Microsoft's most underrated tools is getting a makeover, and specifically for those rocking devices like the Legion Go and Oxys ROG Ally. The Xbox Game Bar is an often overlooked overlay accessible on Windows 10 and 11 PCs. Now, this Game Bar is definitely necessary. We're going to talk about what this means going forward, what I know this means right now, and how we are on the verge of something totally incredible. Another information that has dropped, the Xbox Game Bar is available right now for you to go check out. So if you have a ROG Ally, it allows you to use your controller instead of a mouse and a keyboard. They're starting to think now like how you're supposed to think if you're putting out a handheld. Microsoft understands that Nintendo geared that switch up to be user friendly from a handheld device standpoint. That makes this truly important. That makes this a monumental step going forward. You've seen tangible evidence that Microsoft themselves is taking the initiative to put this in place and perfect it before this handheld comes out. We already see this, the Steam operating system. They're gearing up to put their stuff, the operating system on other devices. That other device is that Xbox handheld. The Xbox handheld is coming clearer and clearer into picture. I'm telling you, it's going to be a hybrid device that's going to be on the go and at the television. And they probably offer a more powerful device that you're able to take with you. But this device here, this device itself. They're preparing the public for this device, and this device is going to be the device that takes Microsoft into the stratosphere. This is that 40% that I told you guys. Once they hit that 40%, Kong is dead. Hashtag no PlayStation 6. We're going to run it up on these bumps. Xbox World Order is in full effect, and if you're not on the damn train, the train will run you over. Trust and believe, the PlayStation will not survive this, and Xbox is on the move. Overwatch 2 lands on Xbox Game Pass with bonus that will make the PlayStation fans they're going to be jealous about. Over the last few months, we've seen Activision Blizzard committed to bringing some of its most legendary titles to Xbox Game Pass with mixed results. Diablo 4 Edition proved to be a huge success, sparking a massive surge in Game Pass subscribers, but Black Ops 6 reveal wasn't received that well. However, that has not stopped Blizzard, as the company has finally announced that its popular hero shooter, Overwatch 2, is coming to Game Pass September 17th. This highly anticipated edition comes with some extra goodies that will definitely get all PlayStation fans jealous. Overwatch 2 is finally coming to Xbox Game Pass. Overwatch 2 debuted on Game Pass will come in just a couple of weeks after the release on Season 12, which was set to begin on August 20th. The next chapter of the controversial hero shooter will bring a brand new hero in the form of Juno. And we're going to get to the full article in a minute, but Juno is available on Xbox Game Pass. Overwatch 2 coming to Game Pass September 12th. They're going to have some extra kicks and caboodles for everybody that likes Overwatch 2. I'm not a hero shooter dude. I'm not even going to sit here and try to act like I am. But if you're a Game Pass subscriber, you're going to get extra stuff for Overwatch 2 that you don't get over on the PlayStation. Haha, we did that to you. You like doing it to us. Surprise, it's back at you. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you have fun. Overwatch 2 Game Pass for all those dudes that play that. My man Bill Stillwell definitely loves Overwatch 2. I can't tell you that I do. I'm not even going to sit here and try to act like that's something that I do. But as a Game Pass owner, as a platform warrior, I support this. I endorse this move. As Gamescom's creeps ever so closely, we're getting ready to launch into the next wave of video games. And some games pop up that you're going to see, and then you're going to be super happy to see. One of those games that popped up was Nightling. And gives the exploits of a young knight learning his way, his craft, after seeing, I think, an elder knight and wanting to emulate that. The open world looks phenomenal. It looks like something like out of Breath of the Wild. I like Breath of the Wild opening that candy-coated world up to everybody else. We now get a chance to see somebody else take that template and try to see what stories they can craft in this type of world, this open world goodness. Nightly looks really good. I love what Gamescom is. I love new games and game developers testing boundaries for video games and what that means to us as gamers. It means that we, as gamers, have the ability to pick and choose how we want to play these games, or Souls-like games, our genre, or fighting games, our genre, or racing games, our genre. Well, I like these open world type of games, and I can't wait to get a chance to try Nightling. It's really cute. It's endearing. And are we going back to mascot times, where we always had a new mascot? Nightling looks pretty cool. And it was just something that I saw, and Gamescom is almost here. So why not show new games all the time for us? Okay, so we could talk about this rumor, right? And I don't really like to do this, but again, these poor begging ponies is going to run with this garbage. The rumor is, shout out to my man Idle Sloth. Love the dude. I'm not going to lie. One of my best new people that I met this year in person. Met him at Gamescom. We hung out. We saw the Xbox showcase together. And very cool dude, man. We broke bread. We talked a lot about stuff. But he breaks a little bit of news. And You know, when my guy talks, I listen. And it could be true. I didn't hear anything on my end, but there's talks that Forza Horizon 5 will be announced at Gamescom to go to the PlayStation 5. If that's the thing, what can I say? That means that they're working on Forza Horizon 6, and that's going to be dropping at some point in time. Is it Forza Horizon 4, the one that they delisted and then relisted or whatever? I don't know. But I take that stuff with a grain of salt until they're officially announced. I'm not going to get up in a hoopla. I've been playing the game for a very long time now. We had Jason Ronald on the show, and it's one of my favorite racing games on the Xbox. It's a pretty cool game. Pretty dope. As the soundtrack that we talked about, I spoke with Jason Ronald about, that is really cool. They got a song there that I love, and I remember the song because Ghostface Killer did it. Shay Shay Lagos. And I love that song. So yeah, shout out to PlayStation. If you got one, you got one. If you don't, you don't. But this is rumors, and this is the part of the video where I'm gonna tell you to like, follow, and subscribe. And I drop content daily. Every day I drop a new video. Weekly I do a live show that I do with my son, and it's called Fight Night Friday Xbox Frontline News Fight Night Edition. And we do fighting games, multiplayer games, stuff like that. We just have a good time. The community is encouraged to come out and have some fun. So if you see anything in this video that you like, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to become a member, the members are the lifeblood of the channel, please do so. It helps us push stuff forward, helps me bring content to you, and it helps us as a community get a little bit closer. You have perks and you have stuff that's there. But if it's a fighting game that you want to talk about and you want to play this Friday, please let me know. But I think I'm going to throw the logo around Guilty Gear Strife. And I'm going to tell everybody, like I tell everybody all the time, try to play the Game Pass.